So we've been documenting on this program about the lefty journalism who's become just as horrible as right-wing journalism, meaning that they're apologizing for corruption, right? And they're not exposing corruption, they're apologizing for it and excusing it, and because it's their candidate. Meaning Hillary Clinton, who is barely a liberal. She's not really progressive. She's pro-fracking. She's for the TPP. She's a warmonger. She wants to deregulate Wall Street more. She's horrible. She's not. It's not even remotely progressive. And so the lefty media ends up exposing themselves as hypocrites for defending her, and they defend her in the most dishonest way, right? So the New York Times today wrote this. New York Times said a third-party candidates draw their strongest support from younger voters. 26% of voters ages 18 and 29 say they plan to vote for Mr. Johnson, and another 10% back Mrs. Stein. A little more than 1 in 5 political independents say they will vote for one of the third-party candidates. And Clara Jeffrey, who's the editor at Mother Jones, took that information and did she say, oh my God, why isn't Hillary connecting with young people? What's the problem? The future of the Democratic Party no longer likes the Democratic Party. But instead, what did she do? Did she say? She said, I have never hated millennials more. That's what she said. So again, you're horrible. You're not helping. That's horrible. That's stupid. You backed a horrible candidate to begin with. She's horrible. No one likes her. She's corrupt. She's not a Democrat. She's a Republican. She's not a progressive. She's a conservative. She's a warmonger. She brags about hanging out with war criminals. She wants to deregulate Wall Street more. She screamed that we'll never have single payer in our country like the rest of the world. We'll forever be paying twice as much for our health care. She's bragging about it. And that's your candidate over a real guy who kills it with independence. Bernie Sanders. But now the people, and then you hate the voters. That's weird that you're not upset at Hillary Clinton. So here I started tweeting this. Hank. So I tweeted, Hillary's outreach to young people needs a lot of work. Guessing this hurts your cause more than anything. Oh, and by the way, when I tweeted that boom, blocked me. That's the editor of Mother Jones. Blocked me. Blocked me for calling out her stupid tweet. That's a gutsy reporter. That's all I'm saying. So I kept tweeting. Can anyone remember a time when journalists blamed voters and not the horrible candidates for losing an election? I can't. Can you?
No, well, I mean...
People say Ralph Nader. No, they blame Ralph Nader. They don't blame the voters. Do they?
That's true.
They blame Ralph Nader. Nobody says, oh, those stupid voters with Mike Dukakis. Why did more people vote for Mike Dukakis? They don't even say that when Nixon got elected. Nobody says those dumb voters, McGovern was such a great candidate. No, they go, McGovern was a horrible candidate, and they switched the rules after him. That's how, so he could never happen again. That's why we have superdelegates, because of that. No one ever blamed the voters. They always blame the candidate. And now we have this woman blaming millennials, the future. She's upset. Well, here's some more stuff that I said. The generation that screwed up our country, got us into endless wars, and crashed our economy, now hate the people who want to fix it.
Well, I was going to point out, I mean, scapegoating millennials is nothing new from the corporate press, but I expect a little more from Mother Jones. I expect them not to engage in stuff like that. Granted, it was just one woman's tweet, but still.
She's not one woman. She's the head of Mother Jones.
Yeah.
That's why that's horrible.
Okay, true. No, I agree. It's horrible. But...
Yeah, you would think she could get her head out of her ass for a second and realize what she's doing is blaming young people who are against corruption, people who are actual lefties, and she's wagging her finger at them. You should have to turn in your lefty card. You should have to go be a Republican and live with the shame of it for the rest of your fucking life because of crap like this. You're hurting lefties. You're not helping. You're defending corruption. You're defending corporatism. You're hurting our country. Stop it. Hank?
It's surprising that the victims of the baby boomers' terrible job caring for the planet or the economy is turning against one of the most powerful baby boomers in all of existence. It's like, so the whole subtext of hers is, and you guys have already said this, but it's that millennials are letting Hillary down. The kids are letting down the establishment.
Yes.
We didn't give birth to you so you could think independently. We raised you to be loyal. How dare you fact check yourselves? I mean, that's why they're Bernie supporters overwhelmingly.
Yes.
That's why he appealed to them.
That's right.
It's not because Bernie is the hip, cool guy.
That's right.
He was accidentally cool because he's such a square. But
Right.
they
He's actually a pretty hip dude.
I know. I shook his hand.
He's got a
I still
good
haven't
taste
watched
in
it.
music. He's doing
Here's
okay.
another tweet I made. Another lefty journo who hates young people because they hate corruption. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Hillary is the death of the left. Here's another one. Instead of castigating Hillary for being so horrible or trying to make her a better candidate, just hate the voters.
Well, can I point out it's also irresponsible to categorize all third-party voting because, I mean, and Noam Chomsky said this, which is a person that's usually celebrated by Mother Jones, voting is a strategy. And by casting a generalizing tweet like that, you're kind of shitting all over that concept, which is wrong.
Right, for not participating in this broken two-party corruption.
Right. Completely
Yeah.
broken two-party system.
Yeah.
We're left with the most right-wing Democrat candidate ever nominated versus the most right-wing crazy candidate the Republicans have ever nominated. And those are our two choices, and you're going to wag your finger at millennials because they don't want to participate in that? You're a knucklehead, and you don't understand how democracy works. That's the whole point of democracy. You get to have a voice, and you get to have a choice. And if my choice, if Hillary Clinton doesn't like that she doesn't have my vote, she has to come get it, you knucklehead. She doesn't have a right to my vote. There's no return on my investment. I vote for Hillary, and then I got to fight her on fracking. I got to fight her on the TPP. I got to fight her on regulating Wall Street. I got to fight her on warmongering. I got to fight her on everything. So there's no return on my investment for voting Hillary Clinton. And you know better, but you don't care because you're corrupted just like them, and you're in the tank for frickin' corporations, and you're not really lefty anymore. If you can do that, you're a knucklehead.
I'm canceling my Mother Jones subscription. It's the Atlantic from now on only.
This is what happens when David Corn spends too much time on MSNBC collecting a paycheck from Comcast. This is what happens to Mother Jones. I said, millennials don't like the most hated, corrupt, and flawed candidate in Democratic history. What a bunch of a-holes.
And you know what? On behalf of millennials, because I am one.
You are one.
I am one. We're not apathetic, and we're not going anywhere. So, we got a voice.
She's basically saying, I've never hated the future of the Democratic Party more. The future. Here's another one. Instead of trying to address their concerns and discuss with the system, just hate them and stay completely ignorant. I mean, you're supposed to be the smarty lefty. You write for a lefty news. You're a writer. You're supposed to be smart lefty. And you're acting like the dumbest right-winger I've ever seen in my life. What is the difference now between lefty journos and right journos? There's almost none. Because you lie, you obfuscate, you defend the indefensible. And that's what's supposed to make us better on the left. That's what makes me better than you.